Spain. I'm super excited about going to Spain. This will be like my sixth time going to Spain. I think I actually had the privilege of living in Granada, which is one of the cities that we're going to get to visit while we go there. So we are super excited about going to Spain. We knew that our students would be excited about it. So we'll tell you more about the itinerary. Here's our agenda for the meeting today. We're going to introduce ourselves. We're going to talk about our itinerary. We will talk about what's included in what you paid for the tour. We'll talk about our travel partner, which is EF Tours, safety and support, and then finally we'll talk about the price and how to enroll. So my name is Bethany Jensen. I am a Spanish teacher at Stall Junior High. This is like my 9th year teaching in the Puyallup School District, and I think like my 15th or 16th overall, something like that. And I, if you want to go ahead, click, thank you. This is going to be my 3rd EF tour that I am leading. So I led a tour to Costa Rica a few years ago with some students from Stall, and then I did one in Ecuador, also with students from Stall. Took a little break to have a couple babies and the pandemic and all that, and now I'm getting back into it, and I'm super excited that this time I have these 2 awesome colleagues to travel with me. Why I travel? I started really traveling when I was like 19, probably, and I feel like it just totally changed my life, like changed me and changed my life for the better. I think a lot of why I travel is from what you learn when you travel. I feel like traveling teaches you independence, it teaches you confidence, it teaches you understanding and acceptance. Like it teaches you to be a little bit more understanding and patient and all of that with people and ways of life that are different from yours. It teaches you to be curious about that. I feel like the more you travel, the more you want to travel because you get more and more curious about the world. And I think it also teaches you appreciation, where once you've seen what other ways of life are like, I think you realize things that you appreciate about your own culture or your own language or whatever that you didn't even think about before. And then finally, it's just fun. I just think it's super fun. You get to go cool places and do cool things and see things and experience things that you would never get to do if you stayed home. So I'd like to introduce Mr. Merrill to you.
Yeah, now you guys know me. I feel like I need to start with an hola. Can we start with an hola? Repite, por favor. Hola!
Hola!
Hey, now we're talking. So my name is Profe Merrill. I'm the Spanish teacher here at Puyallup High School. It's my first year working here. I was at Stall working with Profe Jensen the last few years. The reason that I travel, a lot of you know, I learned Spanish on a religious mission in Paraguay. I lived there for 2 years, and that's kind of my first experience getting out of the United States. It was my first experience being around another language. I kind of got it all at the same time, and it was awesome. It's what inspired me to want to continue learning languages. It's what made me want to be a teacher. So to me, traveling, I mean, it's why I got into everything that I do as a teacher. Going places is what made me who I am today. So for me, traveling is super important. But beyond that, I think now more than ever in a day and age where we're surrounded by technology, constantly have screens on us, we're always looking at places on our screens, looking at cool things, saying, oh, look, this is cool, oh, this person did this. We're always seeing all these cool things, these cool places on our screens, but it is nowhere close to actually being there and seeing it, going to walk the walk and being able to do it yourself. I mean, you know, the moment you've been there, it's a world of difference compared to anything you can ever experience on a screen or even in a classroom. Actually being there is awesome. And I know, and because I've done it. And so that's why I travel. And now I'm going to give it over to my partner in crime, Mr. Katie.
Thank you, Mr. Merrill. Okay, my name's Adam Katie, or at Stall Junior High, I'm Mr. Katie. Okay, but we're at Puyallup High School. So I'm a math teacher there. So I'm the 3rd best at teaching Spanish. But I'm probably the best at teaching math. I don't know, they could surprise me.
No, probably not.
So my thing isn't so much why I travel, because to be honest, in my life I didn't do a whole lot of travel. I haven't done a whole lot of traveling. When I was your guys' age, teenager, I was like really involved in Boy Scouts. I became an Eagle Scout, in fact. So that's what I kind of like sunk my time into. So I traveled all over Washington, but I never left. I never left the continent. Further south, I've been to Texas for a week, and I've been to Canada. I was like a mile into Canada. Not very well traveled in that sense. So my thing isn't so much why travel, is why didn't I travel? And I think a big opportunity, I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure when I was growing up, when I was their age, I didn't hear about anything like this. You know what I mean? I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. But when I heard about this sort of opportunity that you guys are going to learn way more about, okay, over the next 45 minutes or so, I just thought it was so cool. And me and myself and Mr. Merrill and Profe Jensen, we have such a great working relationship, still do, that they invited me to come along and I was stoked about it. And so we chose Spain for a specific reason, because it got us all really excited. And we knew that it would get kids excited. We knew that it would get everybody excited to go. So I'm just happy to be here. Thank you for coming.
Okay, EF Tour. So we are not just planning the trip by ourselves and taking your children with us. We are traveling with a very established, very well-known travel company, a tour company, and they focus on educational tours. So they design tours for students, and then also parents and guardians are welcome to join their students on the tour. So they have over 55 years of experience. They have staff on the ground every day of the year. They're in 50 or over 50 countries. They have offices around the world. They have an office in Spain, actually, in Madrid. They're accredited. They're a world leader in international education. I learned about them when I was trying to decide what company to choose to travel with when I was planning my first tour. And I was just super impressed with EF Tours. And like I said, I've led 2 of their tours, and I just felt like they're super professional. They're very focused on safety. I feel like their communication is really great and reliable, where it's like, if you're in Spain, it's 2 in the morning and you need help with something, like, they're on it. So anyway, I've just been really impressed with them, which is why I chose to travel with them again. There are lots and lots of schools that travel with EF, so on this map, every little dot is a school that travels with EF, and then they also mentioned a few schools in the school district that also travel with EF. So I'm going to pass it to Mr. Merrill, and he's going to tell you about our itinerary.
Okay, so I'm going to talk just a little bit about the actual trip we're going to take. Those of you who are my students, you've heard this already, but it's so awesome. I'm going to say it all anyway. So I'm super excited. When we were booking this trip, there were several different tours through Spain, and it was hard to choose because even though we're spending 9 days there, there's so much that we can't see because there's literally just so much in Spain to do and to see. It was hard to narrow it down to what we've come up with. What we came up with, we're going to be spending 3 days after we fly there. It's pretty much a 14-hour flight. After we get there, we're going to spend 3 days in Madrid. We're going to then travel by bus, I believe, to Granada. We're going to spend a day there. I'm not going to tell you too much about what's there, so I'll do that in a minute. Then we're going to spend a night in Seville. Then we're going to head down more towards the coast, Costa del Sol, which translates to Coast of the Sun. And you'll see why in just a minute. And we'll spend a couple nights there, and then we'll head home. And let me tell you a little bit more about just what's in those locations. So, after we get there, we fly there. First, we're just going to spend a day in Madrid. We're going to go walk the streets. We're going to go to all the different shops. There's a main central marketplace called Puerta del Sol. It's like the main hub of the whole country. And it is Plaza de Mayor. I mean, there's just so much to see in terms of shops and little restaurants, and it's just the kind of the central hub. You got to go there if you're going to Madrid. Then, after we kind of done that, we've seen most of Madrid. We're going to spend a day visiting the Royal Palace, which I mean, I don't need to talk a whole lot. It's the Royal Palace. You're in Spain. You've got to go to the Royal Palace, right? Then, after the Royal Palace, we also have a day for the Prado Museum. Prado Museum is one of the biggest in the world. It's got a ton of different artworks that are super famous. Personal favorite, Las Meninas, if you've ever heard of it or seen it, that's there. They've got a lot of other super famous artworks. Then, after we're done with that, we'll finish up in Madrid, and the whole time we're going to be eating authentic Spanish food. I mean the real stuff. I'm not talking the stuff you can get here. I'm talking real Spanish food. And for those of you who have traveled, you know there is a huge difference between eating real food from a country, like real Spanish food, and the Spanish food you can get here. We're talking paella, like real Spanish paella. It's like a rice dish, usually with like seafood and stuff. We're talking Spanish tortilla. It's kind of like this. It's like an eggy, cheesy bread type thing. It's so good. We're talking all sorts of different empanadas, if you know what those are. Oh, literally makes the trip worth it by itself, in my opinion. My personal favorite part. Gotta say, most excited. So when we're done with that, we're going to go see Don Quixote's windmills. The windmills, for those of you who know what Don Quixote is, one of the most famous and well-renowned books in the world, and it was kind of inspired by these windmills. Those of you who know the book know windmills are a big part of it. So we're going to go see those. It's super huge, famous, historic landmark. After we've kind of driven through that, we're going to go to the Alhambra. The Alhambra is one of the most important places in Spain. The Alhambra is this palace that was built when Spain was like an Islamic state back in the day, and they built this massive palace / castle type thing surrounded by these mountains, kind of in like this bowl of mountains, and it is huge. It's one of the it's just this awesome architectural masterpiece. People take this trip and go to Spain just for the Alhambra. It's a huge deal. It is a fantastic place. After we finish that, and that's in Granada. After we finish that, we're gonna finish in Granada with a scavenger hunt, just kind of going through the city, finding different things, different places, famous spots within Granada. After we finish that, we're going to the Plaza de España, which is famous for this park that's inside of it. It's got this park that's famous for architecture and melding it inside of kind of like a natural landscape. Super cool. You can go online and look up super awesome pictures of that place. Afterwards, we're going to go explore Seville. That'll be our third and final main city. Third, not final. We got one more. I forgot. Seville. We're going to go with an expert guide who will have with us. We'll have a guide the whole time. We'll visit the Seville Cathedral. It's the largest Gothic cathedral in the world, as well as the 4th largest church on planet Earth. Then we'll finish with Costa del Sol, and I think we have some pictures of that coming up. I'll just let that one speak for itself. So, Spanish royal family. It's a palace. I can't add anything to that. Walk along the water in Seville. Again, this is kind of where that park is, and this is one of the main areas. Again, it's a must visit place in Spain. Super awesome. This is the Alhambra. I wish I could just spend the next 10 minutes showing you pictures of the Alhambra. It's so cool. There's so much cool stuff there. I'm so excited. And then Costa del Sol. I've heard Costa del Sol referred to as the California of Europe, but better. It's got, just pristine beaches and it's amazing. And then food, I can't help but bring it up again. I just love the food. Again, like I mentioned, they're also super famous for like their meat, the sausage meat, real churros. Okay, not the Taco Bell stuff. I'm talking real churros. Oh, so good. So
can I jump in actually?
Yeah.
Real quick? So if you take a glance at the brochure that we just passed out, you're going to see some things throughout that are called, I think it says like optional excursions. Is that what's legal? So the stuff that we just talked about now, this is what everybody's going to do on the tour. But then there are a few things where if Some people want to go do like a certain activity, and some people would rather just hang out and explore the city or whatever. We have enough chaperones that we can divide into some smaller groups and do that. So like there's an opportunity to go zip lining, there's an opportunity to go to Gibraltar, and that kind of stuff. So, and there's a flamenco night, I think, in Granada. So anyway, if you're interested in any of that stuff, those are all optional excursions that you can choose to participate in or not.
Okay, so when it comes to actual dates that we're planning on traveling, the days that we plan on traveling are April 13th to 21st. That is our best guess looking into next year's calendar year that hasn't released yet of when spring break is going to be. However, because of the way that traveling works when you're a year and a half early, there's a little bit of leeway as to when they might move it around a day or two. So the earliest that we would possibly start is April 11th, and the latest that it would possibly end is April 23rd. So that gives them a day or two of just kind of leeway just in case. But as of right now, that's our best guess for when it is gonna be.
And the academic calendar, I think, is supposed to come out in January typically each year, but it can vary a little bit. So we have to know the exact dates. We have to wait until the academic calendar comes out, which should be within a couple months. And then when we see when spring break of 2024 is scheduled, then we'll know like this precise window. And then the leeway, it's like we might leave like on a Thursday night or get back on a Monday morning, that kind of thing, but it'll be over spring break 2024.
Okay, so when it comes to what's actually included, so when you pay for this trip, this is what you are actually paying for. Okay, this is what you get. Round trip airfare. That means all of the flight tickets, flight expenses covered. Hotel stays. Okay, so that means the places that we stay, the hotels we stay at, that's all covered, and they're nice hotels. Okay, not motel stays. Regional style meals. So again, like I've been seeing, the real good Spanish restaurants and food, that's all included. Okay, that comes with it. Tour director. As awesome as we are, we're not professional tour guides, so we are going to have someone who's a native of Spain, who speaks both English and Spanish fluently, who will be with us 100% of the time to kind of guide us and make sure we're on the right path. Okay, make sure we don't get too crazy. Transportation is completely covered. That means the buses and getting us from place to place, from city to city and within the cities. Expert local guides within each place that we go to, such as the Alhambra or like the parks and stuff. There are other guides who will guide us through those, and they'll kind of take us through the most important parts. So they'll be on top of our other main tour guide. Guided sightseeing kind of rolls into that. Again, more places, wherever we go, there's going to be people to help us know where we're going and show us around. And then entrances. Okay, that means that gets us into all of the parks, the Alhambra, the Royal Palace. Okay, all of that is covered. So in the cost that comes with the tour, this is everything that it covers. This is what you're paying for. This is what you are responsible for. Outside of that, there are 4 things that the tour just can't cover. One of them is passports. You have to have your own passport. You're in charge of getting a passport. Number 2 is baggage fees, because we don't know exactly how much bathroom stuff you have to bring with you. So that's all your baggage fees is not covered. Tips for local guides, because of just regulations, they're not allowed to cover tips because those fluctuate and change. And yeah, so they can't cover tips. Tips are not coverable. And then snacks and some meals. What that means is the tour covers all breakfasts and all dinners. Okay, you never have to pay for a breakfast or your dinner. Lunches are up to you guys. And kind of the main reason that they do that is because some people want to go out during lunch and try this. Some people want to go try this kind of food. Some people want to do this. Some people just might want to just stay frugal. Okay? That's up to you guys. So lunches are up to you guys to decide, but all breakfasts and dinners are covered.
And as for the tips, 'cause I know people are probably wondering like how much that is. I think they estimated that it's like $12 or maybe $13 a day total for tips. So just so you kind of have that number in mind. They just can't legally have you pay them for the tips. It has to be like you guys. So anyway, we like collect the money from you, and then on the tour we'll hand out the money. So you tip like your tour director and your bus driver, and then if you have, you know, like you said, if you do a 2-hour tour of a city or something, you have like a tip for them. So you'll know that ahead of time, and we'll plan and prepare for that before the trip. Why I partner with EF? So I already mentioned a lot of stuff. I think one major reason that I choose EF is they're very focused on safety, which is super important to me, and especially now that I'm a mom, I feel like it's even that much more important to me. Like I'm taking other people's babies across the Atlantic Ocean, and I want to make sure that you are safe. And EF is like super focused on that. We'll talk a little bit more later about, you know, they have protection plans and all sorts of stuff to keep you safe. And then also the tour director. So down here at the bottom, the 24-hour tour director is major. This is a person who, like Mr. Merrill said, they are fluent in Spanish and English, they're from the country, they are with you literally the entire trip. Like they pick you up at the airport and they drop you off at the airport. They're on the bus with you. You travel around by a nice like tour bus, right? Where it's like we're always, so you have like one bus driver the whole tour that you're with. Anyway, the tour director is with you on the bus. They're with you at the hotel. So like if someone needs something at 2 in the morning, you go knock on the tour director's door, right? And they've been awesome. Like the 2 tours that I've been on, they're super professional, super good with students, right? Like they're friendly and they're fun. And anyway, so EF is just awesome.
My turn.
Yeah.
Okay, so I start every single class with a joke. Or is that too junior high for you guys? Do you want to hear it?
And my kids are,
Okay,
my
let's hear
kids
it.
are used to it.
All right. Okay. Why did the golfer bring an extra pair of socks? It's in case he got a hole in one. It's in case he got a hole in one.
You don't
Some of you guys will get that on the right. Here's our thing. Our education partner. One thing you got to remember about EF and this whole thing. We've been careful not to call it a trip because it is not a trip. It's a tour that we're going in a foreign country. The value of this is just incredible to me. So I'm just going to talk a little bit more about like what is on offer here. So a personalized learning guide. So one thing that really impressed me is this whole tour director thing. This is a person who lives in this country, speaks fluent English and Spanish, knows the ins and outs of what we're doing, is there 24/7. They will give your student, your child, a piece of paper that says, be in the lobby at this time in the morning. We're leaving at this time. We're going to be there at this time. I mean, so I just wanted to really emphasize that because that really stood out to me. And it's included in the price. So anyways, so we have EF's personalized learning guide. Okay, like I said, this is a tour. This is something we can learn from and grow from. This guide helps students put a more personal lens on their tour by tapping into their own interests and passions. Okay, we can earn high school or college credit. Students can earn half of a high school credit included. That's included, okay? Or they can earn 3 college credits for a small fee. And college credits are not usually sold at a small fee, right? They just do like an additional project about their tour, okay? So that's on offer as well, and it's related to their tour experience. College essay help. I told this to junior high students who are a little bit further away from this. You guys are even closer to this. you're gonna have to write a college essay. What a great subject. Look where I've been. Look what I learned, okay? So, like, this is more fawning over EF because we really love the company, okay? I'm convinced they have a growth mindset. Okay, that's a big deal. If you're involved in a Puyallup school district, you've heard about this concept. A growth mindset, a global perspective. Travel changes you. Even in the admittedly honest travel that I've done, I felt a difference inside of myself. I felt it helped the maturing process for myself. And at such an age, that's an incredible thing to be able to do. Personal development is more that same idea. Okay? We're here, we're teachers. We're here to teach students. We want to see growth. That's what we look for. That's what we're trained to look for. That's what our heart is open to. And I see that in this. Action and impact. Students will gain necessary skills to make an impact. Yeah, what is it like to flush a toilet in Venice? I don't know. But that would be something to figure out. What a more pressing thing that can be than to figure out how to do that. They're going to be in another country. They'll learn more in the first 10 minutes of navigating things. Why do their street signs look like that? Oh, their cars look a little different, don't they? What's the procedure? Do you just walk in and sit down? Wait for the host? Huh? Lots of stuff there. And more concrete educational stuff on this. Okay. Tour consultant. Your tour consultant helps us. Your group leaders. Actually, Bethany's our leader. We will admit it, okay? We know when we've been vested. She's toured with these guys before, so she really is the fount of knowledge and somebody I really trust, and so I just know is leading us on the right track. Traveler support team. This is our ease of mind that EF is really big on. It's very worry-free, as you can tell by this whole presentation. They've got it figured out. They've done this lots and lots of times, all over the world, and for a long time too. So the Traveler Support Team, this team works with all of you, parents and students, to answer any possible questions. Do you think you might have a couple questions about sending your student off for 9 days? Probably something will come up. These people are there for you. Once you sign up, or whatever that process is, and you're in the loop, they are there for you to help you, to figure it out, okay? So dietary needs, all the what ifs and how to's. There's gonna be something, okay? Tour director, I can't get enough of this, the tour director idea. And Bethany was talking to me about her previous experience with EF and how they're always super professional. They are the right people to be there, okay? And so that just allows us to, us to enjoy ourselves too, but also to make sure we're keeping an eye out on your students. So we can just focus on that. Like I said, we're teachers. That's what we do, okay? And then group leader, that's us. We'll be here to help you as well, along with our chaperone team, okay? So, yeah. All right, for our group, Peace of Mind program, they're big on that. This program provides our group with flexibility to change our trip during uncertain times and for unforeseen circumstances. Unforeseen circumstances, hey, have we ever come across those? I'm not sure. I don't know. Well, you get a little bit more peace of mind. If something major happens, okay, they got it back. So for each traveler, everybody gets this. So when I'm talking about the value of what you're paying for and everything that's included in it, this is a part of it. Global travel protection, included for all travelers. So it provides coverage for baggage and property, okay? Trip cancellation and interruption and more. That comes, I want to say a la carte, but I don't know if that's the right way of using that term. It comes with, okay? The Global Travel Protection Plus. That's an extra $300 if you want to sign up for that. And what that is it's just like a little bit more insurance that allows you to cancel for any reason up to 24 hours prior to departure. Okay, that's like an extra $300 option, just an option for you. Okay, risk-free enrollment. So our goal here, we have a certain number of openings for you guys. We want to get those openings filled up. We want people to travel with us and sign up before or by November 25th of 2022. This year, right? Somebody wanted a clarification on that. So basically, I want everybody to fall under this rubric. Okay. Travel issue enrolled by November 25th. Can cancel for any reason up to 14 days after enrollment for a full refund, 100%. Everything you give to them, you can get back. Okay? So if you sign up before November 25th, and that's kind of like a deadline for us, we want to fill these up. Okay? And we know there's demand for it. We want to sign you up by November 25th. For a little perspective, that's the day after Thanksgiving, right? So that'd be Black Friday. So a week from Friday, okay? Speaking of Thanksgiving coming up, that will come up in a minute here.
And I just wanted to add really quick, while we're on this side, when it comes to stuff like the Peace of Mind program, when the pandemic hit, that kind of thing, when flights were just randomly canceled and trips were canceled, that kind of thing is covered with this. So if things like that happen, it gets refunded. Okay? So if anything like that were to happen, it gets refunded.
They want you guys to be happy with your experience. Obviously. They're hedging their reputation. Okay, so making it happen, a global citizen scholarship. Well, that's another word that our high schoolers will need to get familiar with pretty quickly here, right? Okay, here's what that's about. This scholarship is designed to help students discover the world and their place in it. You have words up to $100,000 in scholarships each year, so it is needs and merit-based. Okay, so this is just something that you can apply for. It's just something that might help. Okay, any of you guys can apply. Customizable tour fundraising page. You remember how I mentioned Thanksgiving? That's important now. Okay, every traveler who enrolls will receive an individual tour fundraising page. Anyone can contribute. Send your fundraising page to friends, families, and loved ones, okay? So basically what this is it's GoFundMe, except, big except, it's GoFundMe except 100% of what you raise will go towards your trip, okay? I think GoFundMe takes like 10%, right? So, or I don't know, I could be wrong, but I know for these guys, they don't take a slice off of that. They want you to go on the trip, right? So 100% of all these contributions made towards this fundraising page that's customizable to you will go towards the trip. So I told you I'm a math teacher. I did the calculations. Your student will have a maximum of 2 birthdays from when we take the trip. Right? You see what I'm getting at? That's not a bad idea. Let's buy experiences. Maybe we have enough stuff. I don't know. Everybody's different. But it's something to keep in mind. Next week is Thanksgiving. Okay? A lot of people want to see their niece and their nephew or their little cousin do something that's going to help them grow. Okay? As you guys know, grandparents, must I go on, right? Itinerary and logistics. So here's everything we get. This is the package. Everything we talked about, right? For the last 45 minutes. Everything we talked about is included. Payments and protection. So you have flexible payment options. You choose how you want to pay for this. Okay? Personal tour fundraising page. That was the GoFundMe that I was talking about that 100% of your contributions go to. It's a better GoFundMe. Global travel plan protection. Safety support. personal traveler account online. So basically, when you're in the loop, you're gonna have your account made, and it's super easy to get a hold of them. Okay, it's super easy to figure out what you need to know. Traveler support team along the same lines. 24/7 safety and incident response team. Okay, you're in another country. You want these guys basically have built this system to have your back, right? Peace of mind program. So that was the cancellation thing. By the 25th, 2 weeks after that, it's a full 100% refund of January. Personalized learning, project-based learning guide, high school and college credit options available, college essay help. Okay. Making it happen. So this is where I'm going to show you the different payment plans that you can do, okay? Just consider the value of everything that we talked about. We had an option. We had options. We chose to go to Spain. We saw it. It's a 9-day trip. That's a long time. Okay? That's 9 days of hotels. It was in another continent. Well, I guess so was Nicaragua. You could have chose that. Or Costa Rica. And maybe we'll go there one day. But I saw Spain and I thought, we're going to Europe. We're going to an ancient and rich civilization. It appealed to me. It got me excited. And I think that with the turnout that I see tonight, it got other people excited too. So I think we made the right decision. Okay, anyways, no more ado. Flexible payment options. Here's option number 1. This is not the most popular way to do it, but you could do bi-weekly, 120 bucks. Okay, $240 a month. This next one, nobody will be paying this much. Okay, because you guys will be signing up before the 25th. So this price won't apply to any of you. You'll be signing up before the 25th. That's a $200 discount. So it's $3,700. Okay. Considering, I wouldn't have guessed it was that low. Considering everything you get, it's incredible. It's in my opinion, right? Okay, so keep on going. If anybody wants to take a picture of this, go right ahead. So this is just if you enroll by November 25th. We want you to enroll before then. We got a certain number of spots. We know they're going to get filled up. We want you to enroll. We want you to come with us. Okay, so this price is what, for the students on top, $3,700. That's what's generally going to apply. Okay?
Is the $3,700 a part of the weekly payment too?
Yeah, it adds up, so it's the same amount. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So it's like there's no interest on it and all that kind of stuff. They want you to go, right? They want you to go. So, go ahead. All right, so guaranteed spots. The time to enroll is now. Like I said, we set kind of a deadline for the 25th. That's what we want. We want you to come with us. We want to know who's coming with us. Okay, we got about 10 spots. So we did stall yesterday. We got so many there. We wanted to get so many from you guys too. We wanted to get a good representation. Okay?
And we had 10 spots, 4 stall, 10 spots for the high school.
That's right. So you can secure your spot, and this is part of, because everybody will sign up before the 25th. This is part of what can be refunded 2 weeks after as a part of a bonus for that, for signing up before Black Friday. Okay, so with just $95, you can secure your spots. Okay, the $200 discount, that's everybody should be getting that, because we're going to be signing up before that. Okay, enrollment's open. You can go and scan the QR code. That will take you to where you need to go.